Hi everyone, and welcome back to Fallout 4. Last video was a quick video. Well, I made it a quick video, and what we did was we did the first quest in the railroad, and we got the deliverer. Now everyone goes through that quest if they join the railroad, so I skipped through a lot of it, but this is part of the game that I can't really mess around with too much, because if you don't do it just right, it's going to get messed up. And you're not going to get ballistic weave. And you can ask just about any veteran player, the ballistic weave that you find in this game is by far one of the best armors that you can actually get. But it is also missable. So this is a lot of footage. It took me a long time to put it together. And then of course, the game freezes on me, but we'll get back to that later. I'll show you that when that time comes. But anyway, we are going to get the ballistic weave, and this is how you do it. And this is going to be pretty much strictly just a show how. It's not going to be the most fun video in the world. This is just going to be a show how video, how to get this ballistic weave, because I think it's very important, especially when you're a lower level. The ballistic weave just helps so much. So with that said and done, let's get fucking to it. All right, so first things first, you talk to Dr. Carrington, and he wants you to go to Bunker Hill to talk to Old Man Stockton to get H1N1 or whatever that synth's name is to a safe house. So what we're going to do is we're going to get out of here. We're going to get some supplies that we need real quick from, I don't know, Diamond City or something. Then we're going to get to Bunker Hill, and we're going to talk to Old Man Stockton. Alright, so the next part here, I sped up a little bit. We basically just going through the wasteland. We went to Diamond City. We talked to Percy. We talked to Arturo. We had to wait overnight because Arturo was sleeping. Once again, I'm going to say things that Percy's around 24/7. If it's not him, it's Myrna, I think her name is. And yeah, we got some of the supplies that we needed. It was ammo, a little bit of health stuff, that type of shit. So we got all that taken care of. And then we're going to bounce back onto the map as close to Bunker Hill as we possibly can. And we're going to take a quick run to Bunker Hill. I don't have Bunker Hill unlocked yet, so we're going to have to get through it just to get there. And this is the travels to get to Bunker Hill from here. Most of the time, I would actually record all this stuff, let you show you all the little battles I got into and stuff like that. But because there is so much footage that I need to cut down to at least make it feasible to even watch, we're gonna have to cut a lot of this stuff out, so just bear with me, because I'm telling you, you've already went through the wasteland plenty of times if you played this game for a while, and I'm just showing you the steps to get ballistic weave, because it is missable, and it kind of sucks when you miss it. I have a character that's just like that, so I know what can happen, and I made sure my other characters didn't have to deal with the same shit, especially when you get to the DLCs. Very helpful. So, cutting this stuff out after I kill these raiders dead, and we'll continue to get going. Alright, so right here I just grabbed a bunch of stuff. I ran through the wasteland. We got a storm going on. We had some ghouls following us. We had some super mutants following us. Quick saved quite a few times, and we're still going to Bunker Hill. So when we finally get to Bunker Hill, she goes and shows up, Kessler. Man, she looks rough in this version of the game. I don't remember her looking that busted in the earlier versions. But anyway, so yeah, we're just going to be nice to her. Be like, we're just us. We're just coming through, whatever. Once you talk to her, you get into Bunker Hill, and we're going to talk to Old Man Stockton. So part 1, talk to Old Man Stockton. Write this down if you need it for future reference, because there's a lot of parts to this. So yeah, we're going to go here. We're going to find Old Man Stockton. We're going to talk to him.
Welcome, my friend.
Now that we see Old Man Stockton at Bunker Hill, he's going to tell you have to go to this church to pick up the package, which is the synth, H22, HN, whatever his name is. You're going to meet up with, I think his name's High Rise, and then you're going to go through downtown Boston to get to High Rise's place, and that's where you finish that quest, and then you go back to the railroad headquarters and continue on from there. So let's just skip through that, and then let's get back to the headquarters as soon as possible. Right now, Old Man Stockton is going to tell you, okay, look, there's a package you need to get. You have to go to the rendezvous point. The rendezvous point is his old church. He's going to say, secure the rendezvous point. I'm going to show it where it is on the Pip-Boy real quick so you get an idea where you have to go from Bunker Hill. So we're in Bunker Hill right there, and right there is where the rendezvous point is. We're going to take a hike over there real quick and just speeding through it because, you know, there's plenty of enemies you have to get through. I'm getting through it pretty quick, slow enough so you can see what happened, but fast enough so that we can just get the hell through it. And the video is not stupid long, hopefully. All right, and then once we're at the rendezvous point, we clear out the raiders. We wait until High Rise gets here with H1N1 or whatever his name is, and then we continue on to the next point. So we wait at this church until Old Man Stockton gets here, and here we are, and he's going to tell you some shit, and then we'll go on from there. I'm going to brighten this up right quick so you can see what's going on. And, yeah, we're going to go from here. Once High Rise gets there, just take a trip all the way through the wasteland to get H2 where he has to go. Once he's secured at High Rise's place, then we can go and continue on what we got to do. All right, once High Rise finally shows up, we're just going to run through to his location, his house, whatever, where he's securing the synths, and we're here. All right, once that's taken care of, he's going to talk, he's going to say thank you, whatever you say, thanks, whatever, okay, whatever. If you want to talk to the synth, you can. If you don't want to, that's fine, you can just skip it. We're going to just, from here, we just have to head back to headquarters and finish the mission. So that's where we're going next. Next thing, next part number 4, head back to railroad headquarters. Once back to headquarters, especially if you're a lower level, you probably leveled up, so you can put a point into one of your things on your Voltec perk sheet or whatever, and we'll continue. Once that's done, we go and bother Dr. Carrington, tell him that it was successful, and I don't know, after you're done with him, you've just completed Boston After Dark. I'm going to circle that real quick. And this next part is super important, okay? Carrington's going to want you to do Butcher Bill. I skipped Butcher Bill, all right? We do Butcher Bill later on. This is just something that I've noticed that seems to make it work the way that I play. This is something that you might want to consider.
Carrington.
Before you continue from here, save your game at this point. The next option you choose can make or break your ability to get Ballistic Weave, all right? So it's very important, save your game as soon as Dr. Carrington gives you Butcher Bill as a quest. Talk to him about whatever it is he wants to talk about. Then before you go and do Butcher Bill, you want to talk to Pam. When you talk to Pam, she should give you a jackpot where you can get the Ballistic Weave. So you want to talk to her before you continue any more quests at this point. All right? I will reiterate. At this point, you want to talk to Pam before you finish any other quests. All right. So here, we're just going to get some supplies. I know my Pip-Boy says Butcher Bill. We're not doing Butcher Bill. We're going to be talking to Pam. And if I'm not mistaken, Pam gives you the Mercer Safe House. That's the next thing you want to do is Mercer Safe House. If I'm not mistaken, after the Boston After Dark quest is done, Pam defaults to giving you Mercer Safe House as your next quest from her. Now, you need to understand I'm doing all of this from memory, okay? This is how many times I've been through the game. This is how many characters I've created. I'm doing all this through memory, and I'm trying to make this as clear as possible for everyone. So I know that it's a bit of a longer video, but I'm doing the best I can here, and I hope you just bear with me. So anyway, Pam is going to probably default to the Mercer Safe House quest. How it differentiates is that the Mercer Safe House quest can be any freaking settlement in the whole freaking map. Some of them are really good settlements that have a lot of stuff for you to start up the location, you know, put the defense up, all the other good stuff. Other places, like the one that I got here, is just, it's not one of the best places. So, of course, while I'm trying to record it and make a video for everybody here, she gives me a shitty spot to do the Mercer safe house. But you know what? It's fine. I'm just going to cut through it. I'm going to go to where the Mercer safe house needs to be. All right, I'm going to get what items I need. We're going to speed through all that crap. We're going to get rid of all the damn ghouls. And we're just going to cut right through it. And hopefully it'll shorten the video up enough. And hopefully y'all understand. I am trying my damnedest here to get this stuff, this information out to y'all. Because I know people are having trouble with ballistic weaves at some time. And it's really hard to find accurate videos about it. So I'm trying my best to make one for you. So anyway, here we go. All right, let's get to it. All right, so we're making some cool 8-bit music again. And of course, she gave me Sunshine Tidings out of all places to make the Mercer safe house. All right, whatever. It's fine. So I had to go back to Diamond City. I had to get some more supplies so I can finish the Mercer safe house thing. I had enough caps to buy a house, so I talked to Geneva. I got myself a little house. Now I have a place for like extra supplies. So if I need extra supplies, I can just go to the house and pick it up and move it to where I have to go. And then we got back to the Mercer safe house and continued on with the video. I just wanted to tell you that, yes, I finally got 2,000 caps. You are able to get a house in Diamond City. I think it's an important spot to have a house, especially if you have a really rough day in the game. That said and done, let's finish up this Mercer safe house right quick. Alright, so we're back at the Mercer safe house, Sunshine Tidings. We're going to throw on some defense, and once we get that, it's going to be completed. Then we're going to head back to HQ and go on to the next thing in line of this strand of quests, or this chain of quests. So yeah, let's get to it. What I had to do here, put some defense in, put some water in, put some food in, put some bed ins, and then hightailed it back to HQ and went to talk to Pam and went on to the next thing. And of course, as soon as we got back to headquarters, Drummer Boy wanted to talk our freaking ears off. I just wanted to get to Pam. Finally, we're at Pam. Let's just tell her, hey, Mercer safe house is erected, I guess. Mercer safe house complete. All right, finally. Now that Mercer safe house is done, Pam says that we have to get a cache. This is what we want. Okay, we want to get the jackpot. This changes sometimes. So if you don't get jackpot, Hub 360, just jackpot in general, you might want to load it before you got into HQ. Try it again. But the next thing you want after Mercer safe house is jackpot. Because in jackpot, you should be able to get ballistic weave once that quest is done. So I'm going to write a quick note right here for everyone. All right, I tried to make that easy for you to read. If you can, cool. If not, just pause the video momentarily and reread it or slow it down, whatever. But yeah, the next quest that we need to get is, in fact, the jackpot quest. And then we have to go and we have to retrieve the jackpot. Of course, it's in an area I don't have yet, so we're going to have to go downtown. And this is where the game actually froze on me. So I jumped from one section to the other at one point, but that's only because I had to reload the game. Not a big deal because it didn't freeze until I got out of Railroad HQ. So it just loaded me back into Railroad HQ and we continued on it. But we're already at 14 minutes. Let me go cut this shit down a little bit. Hopefully y'all get this far. And if you have, I really appreciate it. I literally spent all freaking day on this since this morning. Anyway, I hope this helps somebody out there. Leave a comment if it does. All right, let's just get this shit done. All right, so here's the first attempt. I went downtown. I just kept on going. I was looking at where I was going, trying to find where I had to go. I ran into Mr. Gutsy. I put some vet system on him, and he shot me, and he killed me. Then the game froze again, so I had to try it again. But anyway, I got it done the second time. I actually used one of my points to put into the van system. I know a lot of people don't like the van system, but I was getting tired at this point, and I was like, I just need to find, just give me some sort of clairvoyance or something just so I can get this freaking done and make something out of it. So anyway, I did that here. I used the van system. I got where I had to go. This specific time, it actually did help. I managed to find the steps that I had to go up to, which is right here. I went up into the building. I found the cash. Cool. I grabbed all the stuff, and I got out of this building as soon as possible. Fast traveled back to HQ. At this point, I tried to listen for a telltale sign that someone knows that I got ballistic weave, and this is what came up. So right here is how I knew I got ballistic weave.
What has he found from the DIA?
So listen for what Glory says, and then also you want to talk to Pam.
Cash secured, Pam.
She'll say cash is secured. You talk to her for a little bit, and it says jackpot, hub, 360, completed. All right, now, the next thing you got to do is you want to try to find Tinker Tom and see if he actually has any clothing that has ballistic weave put on it that you can buy from him. So we're going to finish talking to Pam real quick, then we're going to try to find Tinker Tom, and we're going to see if he has any stuff with ballistic weave on it. What's up, Tinker Tom? Got anything with ballistic weave on it? Let's go check your inventory.
Sure.
There it is, ladies and gents, boys and girls. He got armored clothes. That tells me that ballistic weave actually worked. And just to make sure, one last little test. We got to find an armor workshop. That's the weapon workshop. We need to find the armor workshop. I know there's one in here. I think that's it. There it is. And we just go to something that we can put ballistic weave on. I have the suit right here. And now I can officially put ballistic weave on there so long as I get the materials needed to make the ballistic weave. Anyway, so after damn near 20 minutes of going through this chain of freaking quests, you finally got ballistic weave. And let me tell you, that is a game changer. I know this was a long video. I know it's not the most interesting video I ever made, but this was an important video. I wanted to get it out there. Sorry if you guys don't like it. I don't expect it to do well, but if you actually had the patience to go through it, I think this is going to help you a lot, and I really do appreciate you stopping by and checking out this long-ass video. Anyway, thanks again for watching my crazy treks through the Boston wasteland. Thanks for taking your time out your day to go and visit me for a little while. Hopefully it was entertaining to you. Let me know what you thought about it down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hopefully the next one will be a little bit more upbeat and fun. But anyway, until then, y'all have a good day, morning, evening, whatever it is where you're at, and I'll catch you in the next one.